God is present, but He's coming through in a more diluted form that is increasingly becoming fuller. He is doing this in this manner so as to give us time to acclimate to the realignment that is occurring. Because if He had come through quickly and suddenly just did it, it would be too much. Too much would come off too quickly, and we just couldn't handle it as a whole. Some could handle it, but many could not handle it. Humans are experts at resistance and fighting. That is their thing. And as God has been bringing in the realignment and the steady pace, we have been trying to grab all the stuff that's coming off and reinsert it. We have been pushing back against Him. It is our natural instinct. When something pushes against us, we will naturally push back. Even if we don't know what it is, we just naturally do it. It's like if you were outside and walking and a big gust of wind came, you would automatically brace yourself against the wind. You would not sit there and think, that's a wind, I have to brace myself. You would just do it. So what is occurring is that as these winds of realignment come along, we are naturally bracing ourselves, tightening, grabbing back those things that we feel coming off just out of instinct, just reaching out and grabbing out of instinct. This is creating for us more discomfort, anxiety, fear, and almost like if you could imagine that you were outside in like a sandstorm so that you can feel all the prickles of the sand hitting against your body. It doesn't have to be a horrible sand, just a mild one. When we are resisting the change, it feels as though all these little bits that we can't prevent from hitting us, because if something big is coming towards us, we can step out of the way. But if it's lots of little hundreds of pieces of sand are coming towards us, you can't stop it. It's just going to come. And so we feel like we're being these thousands, millions of little prickles all over us is pushing against us, and we do not like it, and it's very uncomfortable, and we want to make it stop, and we're pretty sure that it's something bad, because that is also our natural inclination. It's got to be bad. If change is coming, it's got to be bad. So we're in this very uncomfortable state, pushing against it and resisting. God has been watching our reactions and adjusting things. But to go slower would actually be more detrimental, because if He went slower, we would continue to grab onto and try to hold the distortions even more so. He has to go at a pace whereby as the distortions leave, we can't grab them back. And that causes, from our experience, even more anxiety, because things are going, and despite our desire to grab them back, we cannot grab them. And that makes us more panicked, more anxious, more, oh my goodness, everything's falling apart. I can't fix it. And you're not supposed to. I want you to also picture this. If you've ever seen a video of solar winds hitting the earth, okay, it is very much like that. And to an extent, the distortions form a magnetic barrier around us. But these solar winds are strong. So as the realignment of God comes and hits up against us, we have like aurora borealis going off. We have these lights and these flashes of energy, and they pulse around, and from the outside, like, oh, look how pretty that is. But for us, it can be very scary, and because we don't understand why we are seeing this and feeling this and experiencing this, and you just want it to lessen. But these winds are winds of realignment and peace and perfection and connectedness. As these winds finally tear away and dismantle the distortion field around us, we will at that moment instantly feel complete and total panic because what we thought was there to protect us is gone. And it's getting down to the core of us. And we didn't want to get down to the core of us. That's got to be bad. If we can find a way, whatever your personal individual way is, to just quiet and allow God to do the work that He is doing. Allow the solar winds, the realignment to blow. Allow the pieces to go away. And instead of focusing on the pieces that go away, just focus on our center and try to imagine a beautiful prismatic flow of light. And imagine that that is the center and core of you. Do not try to align it in a specific order that you may have learned. Like, okay, I have learned that chakras are these colors and it's aligned like this. Don't do that. Because divinity is alive and moving. It is not static. It is not precise. It is for each individual moving and flowing differently. Allow the colors, allow the light to twist and twirl and move and flow. And when you find silly little inspirations, I mean silly things. If you want to blow bubbles in your milk in your cereal, if you want to hum a little song or give a little skip, even if it's just for like a second or two, and then your ego self steps and says, "What are you doing?" And you stop. That doesn't matter. Do those things, whatever they are. I don't care how silly, ridiculous they are. If you want to go buy an ice cream with sprinkles on top, and it makes you giggle. If you want to go and while you're buying the ice cream with sprinkles on top, you buy an ice cream with sprinkles on top for the guy behind you in line. Do it. Just don't rationalize and reason why not to, or why shouldn't I, or that somebody will think I'm weird, or why I can't afford to do this. Or just do it. Allow divinity to come in and bring you to your fullest, truest self, whatever it's going to be. I know that in this point of panic and fear and anxiety and beating up of yourselves, that this sounds, that's not going to happen. But this there, I'm telling you, if you are quiet, if you can quiet yourself, and you allow yourself to imagine and see and feel the flow of the colors and the light and divinity as it's moving and realigning and moving within you, you will find little things that are saying, here, do this, do that. For each person, it's going to be different. I mean, it's going to be different. It may be putting out birdseed. It may be petting a dog. It could be anything. But just when the inclination hits you, as soon as it hits you, before you have a chance to start rationalizing why you shouldn't, do it. And if you feel the rationalization paper put up, just hold your hand there for a moment. Keep it there for a moment. Do the little thing, and then you can stop. You don't have to keep doing it because that might be too hard for you. That might just overwhelm you. Just take those few seconds, allowing the divinity to move through you and with you and in line with the all. And then you will feel those moments becoming more and more, where the connection and the beauty of the all and how it interweaves together, creating this beautiful, beautiful experience. You will become part of it and you will understand it. It may just be a second here and a second there, or a moment here and a moment there. But as those moments increase, you will feel more and more in line, and you will feel less and less anxiety, because you will realize that God is realigning you, and this is where you've always wanted to be. This is where you have always wanted to be. This is what your soul has been screaming out to you for thousands upon thousands of lives, myriads and myriads of experiences. This is what your soul has been crying out to you, and you know it. You know it. So just let it come. Just let it happen. And breathe in slowly and just act without thinking.